Okay, I am back, but this time to tell you about my interview with M. Night Shyamalan, who is the director and writer of Trap. It's a psychological thriller, and M. Night Shyamalan directed and wrote the script with the help of his daughter, who also stars in the film.
Woo! Come closer. What's going on, Daddy?
Open the goddamn door! I can't get away. I can't stop. I'll just do this one last one.
So I just interviewed Josh. What a charming man.
Yeah.
But how did you make him so creepy in this movie, especially with the smile? That smile, done. It's so good.
You know, with actors, you just come from the conflict of the character, and then in Josh's case, because he's learned how to take all the filters off of himself, which is, you know, such a healthy and beautiful thing as human beings, that we've put so many filters on ourselves. But he's, you know, an actor at the highest caliber, so he's removed all the filters. So if he, literally, I'm having lunch with him yesterday, and if I say something, his face just reacts. He's not even making a choice. I know whether he finds that confusing, or he doesn't believe in it, or he's having a darker thought. It's just on his face. And so we go from the character, and in this case, you know, the character who's a father who's dealing with something extremely dark, that conflict of like, what do I do, is just firing on his face and causing these tremors.
It's very well done. I love this performance from him. How did you know that he could pull this off? Aside from him being obviously an amazing actor,
yeah.
Like, what was it about Josh that you were like, this is the guy?
You know, what I look for is the right actor at the right time in their life.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. So you can get a false reading by just going from their previous work. So you can say they can do it or they can't do it based on their previous work. That's only part of the information, the previous work. So the other part I'm talking about, you have to meet them. Mm-hmm. And where are you? You know, where are you as a human being, and where are you? Because for me, when you work with me, there's just no way to protect yourself. I mean, there's just no way. If you're going to protect yourself, we're going to have a big problem. We're going to have I'm going to go at you, and you're going to have to just trust me 100%. You may look like a fool, but you're going to have to risk that with me. And I can tell when I meet an actor or actress, anyone, where they are, if they look at me and they're like, I'm in, and I'm ready to just absolutely be a fool if that's what happens. I trust, and like that allows this openness because they're not protecting themselves at all. And so when I met him, first of all, as a person, we're very similar. We both grew up, we decided to have families away from Hollywood. Yeah. And I do think, we were talking about that last night, that's a color that comes in so you guys can feel like the people telling the story, me and him, we're bringing other things to the table than kind of like an agenda.
Oh, I like that. Well, a huge part of this movie is about a father and a daughter, and it's really kind of this beautiful love story between them.
Yeah.
It was really interesting getting Josh's perspective on it. He's like, well, it's all a facade until the end, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But for you came up with this movie with your daughter. Mm-hmm. How special was this whole experience for you? And is it what you thought? Like, is it a little strange at all, directing your own daughter?
It wasn't.
Nice.
At all. You know, it was, to answer the first part, I would say it was one of the most beautiful experiences for me, if not the most beautiful experience, because it was so pure in its expression that we just wanted to make something wonderful for you guys, the joy, and we were going to take all safety valves off. So all of us, me, Saleka, Josh, even Ari, the little girl that I found, you know, in Australia, that the four of us were just going to be really open and follow the joy of what's happening or the horror of what's happening. And it was just an amazing thing, I think. Saleka, where she is as an artist, as a musician, is at the highest level for me, in my opinion. And Josh, where he is as an actor, in my opinion, is the highest level. And then Ari, the little girl, she's coming with the purity that we all try so hard to keep. You know, as human beings, that she has access, that children have access to the truth of who they are. So all of us trying to kind of do this dance, it was just an amazing experience. I felt, you know, sad on the last day when I handed the movie over to Warner Brothers, that I wasn't going to spend my entire day with these characters. It was a bummer. It was a real bummer.
That's a good thing to feel sad about.
Yeah, but I hope then, you know, over the years that you guys will love to revisit it, just like,
Yeah.
like the joy of those characters.
I thought it was really interesting to read that you like to reinvent yourself with every movie.
Yeah.
Does that ever get tiring, or is that what drives you?
It's what drives me.
Okay.
You know, if it feels like anything that anybody's ever done or what I've done really turns me off. Like when, and I think the industry kind of over the years gets frustrated with this because they'll offer me something and I'll be like, well, that's a guaranteed win. So
So you go after the thing that
so I'm like,
people
well,
aren't
that's
sure about.
Yeah, guaranteed that's going to work. So I have no motivation at all to do it. So just already, you know, that's not. It's just, this can't be about opportunity. It just can't. It can't be. Otherwise, then I'm for sale. I mean, as a human being, that's not pejorative on anyone or anything. If you feel inspired by something, that's going to be great. And it can be like I might one day fall in love with a video game because I fell in love with something in it. You know, it has to come from that drive, you know, inside out rather than outside in.
M. Night is just such a cool guy. All right, you can watch Trap in theaters right now.